did your hunger come from?
I had nothing, bro.
Yeah, but a lot of people have nothing. What was different about your hunger?
I saw people that were not as smart as me, unfit, spiritually dead, crushing it in life. And I said, I can do the exact same thing as all of these people.
How old were you?
16 when I moved to the United States. Argentina, unfortunately, has a very broken mindset when it comes to self-development, when it comes to leveling up. Argentine people have a broken mindset when it comes to wealth. There is what's the word in Argentina? There's pride in being poor. You know, it's like, it's a good thing. You're a person of the field.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But that's just not me. I want to travel the world. I want to meet incredible people. If it wasn't for money and it wasn't for status, I wouldn't be where I am today. So once you're born, you get to choose the game you want to play. You get to choose the character you want to become. You get to choose the life that you want to live.
Did you have a role model that showed you this, or you just trial and errored it from the younger kid?
The Bible, man. The Bible teaches you all the truth that you need to know about the world. It teaches you how to think. It teaches you what to stay away from. It teaches you what to pursue. The Bible tells you that if you pursue truth and you seek it and you find it, it'll set you free. It tells you to stay away from women. It tells you to stay away from the things of the world. It tells you to stay away from the things that corrupt your soul, not because it's trying to take from you, but because it's trying to prevent you from doing things that are going to affect you and hurt you and break your communication connection with God. So if life is about pursuing and finding truth, why do we work? Why do you work 50, 60 years? Just to make it? My content is designed specifically for people to realize these things, for people to wake up, for people to have self-realization. You can't tell people the truth and then they believe it. They have to experience it. They have to go through it. We've had experiences together where it's like epiphanies hit you, and unless they hit you and unless you're able to perceive them, you're not going to believe them.
Right.
And people need to experience. They need to experience it. Yeah. So if you don't feel confident, do something that will create the scenario that will give you validation towards continuing to pursue that dream or pursuing that venture. If you want to become an entrepreneur, go try. If you want to make money, go try. Yeah, you're going to fail many times. But what do you want to do? Succeed at something easy that yields no result?
Yeah.
No, go fail at something hard. The worst that'll happen is the same thing that'll happen even if you live a great life. Nobody's going to remember you. You're still going to die.
Did you have any like pretty bad failures early on, or did you catch? Because I know you had some good success early on.
I had 2 big failures, yeah.
What was the 2 worst failures?
I had 2 big failures in business and 1 big failure in investment.
What was the worst it ever got for you financially?
Well, in the 2018 bull run, I lost everything. So I went all the way up. My portfolio did 160x. It was a crazy bull run. And then I lost it all. Then I started saying, hey, I need to make more money and get into e-commerce. Built up my revenue stream. Decided to go on my own spiritual journey. Stopped all my businesses. All of those went to zero. We're doing about $1 million a month in revenue. So one of them was a self-induced hit. And then the other one was a complete liquidation by listening to people that didn't have my best financial interest in mind.
What prompted you to start those businesses?
I needed money to get back into crypto. So I made money in crypto and I said, this bull run's going to come back around.
How much did you start with in crypto?
I bought, I think, 3 Bitcoin, 2.5 Bitcoin at $588.
What was it?
2016? Yeah. I always tell the story. I used to work at the restaurant when you get cash tips. I would go to Wells Fargo on the mobile kind of deposit at nighttime, deposit the cash, instant deposit into the checking account, would get home, get on Bitstamp, buy Bitcoin. That was my routine.
And you heard someone talking about it at the restaurant?
A waiter told me about Reminiscence of a Stock Operator, gave me a book on stocks, told me that he'd gotten into penny stocks and into biotech cheap stocks. So my first introduction was when Robinhood had just come out. It was easy to trade, and that led me to Bitcoin. Bitcoin to me just made sense. And it made sense to me because it was the only thing that hadn't yet succeeded in the digital space, which was money. So many other things had already translated: communities,
Social media.
commerce. A lot of things had already been mastered, but money, there wasn't a native currency of the internet that everybody agreed to had value. It's not that one is better than the other, that one is supreme. It's the fact that this store of value known as Bitcoin made sense because the internet needed money that was in and of itself decentralized. And when I realized that concept, I said, I'm either going to save in fiat or I'm just going to speculate and assume that other people are going to realize that this thing is as valuable as I think it is. And it turned out pretty well.
When you started doing it, did you invest in other coins as well?
It's funny.
Yeah.
The second coin I actually invested in is XRP. I get grilled
Ripple.
sometimes by the XRP community. I mean, I was an XRP fan for the first 2 bull runs, but it's not that I don't love XRP or that I have anything against it. It's a simple fact that I don't think it's going to hit the price targets, the imaginary price targets that the conspiracy theorists have. And that's it. Over the last couple of years, there have been other opportunities that have been able to yield better returns. And I think now they're in a different situation. Last administration with Biden, they were a little bit off because they got hit with the lawsuit with the SEC. Now, I think they're lobbying a lot better. But once again, it's about highest leverage opportunity.
What about ETH?
I bought my first ETH. The lowest I bought ETH was between $80 to $100.
Yeah.
Market crash of 2020. I think it's 2020. I don't even know at this point. And it was like $200 in the bull run of 2017. But once again, ETH has been nothing but a disaster over the last couple of years, and you have better competitors coming that have a lot more attention. And ultimately, this technology is about adoption. And you can only hold confidence so long before people just decide to run off. And it all comes down to adoption. And I just don't think Ethereum right now is doing what it's supposed to be doing. So people are jumping to Solana and looking for other alternatives.
Why do you think most people, like when they invest in crypto, don't kind of do as well as others? Like, for example, what makes your discernment so good, or better, I should say? What makes your discernment better than most at making, even meme coin or crypto plays?
There's 5 stages in crypto where you can get your information, or you can get your access, or where you can research. The first is the conception stage, which is your MITs, your Stanfords, your universities, where people come up with mathematical concepts, theories, the idea of blockchain. And then it goes to incubators, your Peter Thiel Foundation, things of this nature that incubate concepts of the future, 20, 10, 15 years in the past, to make sure that they're ready for the next technology. Right. Then you have your big VC firms, you have your big banks that do the big push to then get into retail. But before it gets into retail, it hits the news. So it's the big influencers, it's the television, and then finally it's retail. Retail always gets the last end of the information. Most of the people are retail. Your goal is to move over as much as possible, and that comes down to the network and the groups of people that you associate with and the people you hang out with. If you're at the universities, if you're hanging out at the think tanks, you're going to get access to different opportunities, understanding of innovations of the future, and you're going to get access to better deals. If you're buying something that's already on Binance, that's the last stop. It's not the first stop. It's the last stop.